Hello everyone and welcome back to PSGL for the PCF2 Championship. Today we're here for round 3 at France. Obviously last week we left off in Singapore where Bogdan got his first win of the season in a really weird race. We had lots of different strategies going on because obviously the rain came. Bogdan I think was the first to make the call for pitting to Winters. Then I think a couple of people pitted a lap later. Then the majority of the field pitted about 2 or 3 laps after that, so it gave Bogdan and Andre a big advantage, hence why they got their P1 and P2. So really good for Bogdan. Obviously moves himself into second in the standings. Josh will look a little bit more into that in a bit. But we're off to France, a great track. We saw some great battling last night in PCF1, and I'm sure even if F2 can get half of that battling, it will be great. So we're really looking forward to it. Before I hand over to Josh to the voice, I'd just like to say that if you are buying any equipment from GT Omega, make sure when you get to the checkouts, use code PSGL for a 5% discount code, because it helps us and it helps you and it helps them, so why not? There we go, Red Bull from Red Bull as we start the race. 3 lights, 4 lights and 5 lights. The lights are out, it's race on at Singapore. Really nice start from Drake Dempsey there. We have the inside line into turn 1, not going to be close enough to Leonard to make a move. Sits back. Also, we've got Cameron Davis and Daniel fighting into turn 1. Cameron off the track there as they head into turn 2. Going to try and go around the outside, and that's Vincent out of the race. He's had a collision down at turn 1. And McLaren, championship leaders, one of them's out, and it's a safety car.
So that stops play immediately. Leonard's taken the lead away from Jake Dempsey. Andre made a great start. He was up alongside the 2 Red Bulls, and I think that late safety car has just triggered the procedure to change it once again. So Vincent's out. Cameron's lost his security buddy as well. And one of the youngest driver appearance on the grid just gets half its age again. But Leonard leads with Drake second.
Yeah.
Bogdan nearly in the wall, coming out the last corner as well. And that's going to allow Legend right alongside down the start-finish straight. That was 1 lap, by the way. It took 1 minute 56 to complete that one. And look, looking to the inside. Oh, lovely slipstream. Bogdan's going to be off the track. There was little contact. Ooh. Now there's more. And Bogdan half spins. Here comes the Alpine of Harlan Marquez, battling on his way through the inside line. His teammate Oscar Villacamper's round the outside, and now it's a rodeo down Raffles Boulevard.
Really, really nice from Harlem there. Still going to be under pressure though from Legend as they head into turn 5. Legend's going to take the inside line, Harlem around the outside. Oh, a bit of contact there. Oh, Legend pushing Harlem off a little bit, but Harlem now going to be stuck down in B10. Still pushes it through into turn 7.
And Legend went touching the wall, and he still stayed ahead. Bogdan's trying to come back on the inside of Harlem. It's not working out. Look at the traction as well from Sergio Sabrino. He's right up there. 4, 5 cars as they come through Singapore Sling. This is going to run messy into turn 13. And at the inside, that was Camille making a move. And Villacamper's on the bridge sideways.
It's Harlem. It's Harlem.
Oh, sorry, yeah, I'm on it. Oh, well, that's not great, is it? It's Harlem again.
Yeah.
Second spin. Sorry about that. I changed to Oscar Villacamper, and it's an Alpine on the bridge, and I thought, oh, he's round because the camera was stationary. But you are right. It's Harlan Marquez with his 2nd spin of the F2 season.
It's not great, is it? You know, yet again, his pace wasn't looking too bad in the race, but he's dropped it again in Spawn. That's Oscar Villacamper out.
2nd DNF, and that has deployed the full safety car, which is actually the perfect thing that could happen for this race, because it will give everybody the free change of tyres they need. Presumably they'll come in for medium compounds. It's become a 2 pit stop race now, Richie.
But the issue is, I can't see the top 4 pitting because look, Leonard and Drake separated by a 2nd, Andre and Tomas separated by a 2nd, so they're not going to pit because they just lose too much time, and you can't pit one and not the other. And I believe most drivers will just stay out. It'd be the cleverest thing to do. You're not going to pit now, and you're not going to do over 20 laps on medium tyres. That's just not going to happen.
Legend's in. Legend is in. So I think he's the only one to take the bait.
That would mean he's got to go for a 2 stop because I'm surely you can't do 21 laps on medium tyres around here.
Is it going to rain? Jonah says it's going to rain.
Surely not.
Is it going to rain? Well, hang on. Bogdan, Andre, Tycho, Modesto, Camille, Primoz, and all on intermediate compound tyres. We've seen no forecast of rain.
Well, this is Very odd indeed. If anyone in here is engineering someone, can you tell us, is it going to rain? Because this is very odd. Bogdan's decided to stay out on his inters.
Yeah, but they're going to be burning out. They're going to be burning out inters.
We'll stay on board with Bogdan to see.
Here we go then. Half the field on inters, half the field on dry tyres. 9 on hards, 2 on mediums. Another of them on inters. Green flag, race on again, and the Red Bulls have got a pit stop strategy to come to them as well. They're trying to warm up their tyres down the start-finish straight. Just look at the Inter runners as well, Richie. They are so slow as through goes Primos further back as well, making the move up, picking them off like they are standing still.
We're going to go on board here with Tycho, and we can see how quickly he's going to lose. Look at this, Primos is just getting through them easily. This is either going to work heavily for these guys on the Inters, or it's really not going to work at all, and they're going to really struggle to get some points. Legend and Milan fighting that down at turn 5, very close between the two. Into turn 7 now.
Side. Yeah, he's through. Legend goes through, and yeah, there goes Primoz as well up into 11th position. So the Inters now run 12 to 17.
He's now going to go around the outside of Sergio, push him to the wall. That was close there between the two. The Williams still ahead, though, as they head out of turn 14, now in towards 15, the final part of this track. Oh, that's Sergio around!
Contact! Oh, and big contact! I think there's a multiple there. They've got going. Keeps it under yellow, and poor Sergio.
I think
he got whacked into more times than Henry VIII's wives getting on the chopping block.
Well, that was... I haven't heard that one before, but I like that one, and that's Thomas into the pit now.
Oh, Thomas, yeah, okay, so he's going...
Now, is it rain? It's raining, the rain's down, I can see it on my screen.
Yeah, I see it, it's raining.
Time to go on board with Bogdan, as he's going to pay off heavily with this. Will Bogdan potentially lead the race?
Yeah, here comes the rain then, halfway through the race, but it's visibly getting a lot darker now out there on the track. Oh, and Leonard Pitts, Drake was going for the pit lane, Richie. Drake was going for the pit lane, and then Leonard just darted in, so Drake's been forced to do another lap.
And Bogdan is the net race leader of the race. What? It's shown even more.
And he's catching.
And he's going to lose so much time. He's going to come out in that bottom 10. And I'll curse him already because I said Red Bull looking for a 1-2. At the moment,
Bogdan.
That doesn't look like the case. And Bogdan takes the lead of the race. Really nice for Bogdan. He won in F4. He's won a race in F3 last season. He's looking here to win another race in F2 so far. Just over halfway of the race now. 17 laps completed.
But the thing is, they've brought the intermediate tyres to Imola at the Italian Spring, where it...
And Drake Dempsey! With a 3-second time penalty, that would drop him just behind Miller May.
Yellow.
That's Jeremy. Jeremy is spun, and is that damage from Jeremy's car?
Yeah, Dempsey's out of the race. I think he's retiring. 5-second penalty.
Drake
and he's out.
Oh, in the pit lane.
Yeah. Whoa, two in a row.
Big shame for Drake.
I had to.
And and Drake!
Beautiful! Oh, he's just going to force him wide. That'll be a penalty. Let Bogdan back through. Let him through. He does so. Gentleman driver there, Andre.
That was, well, even though... Oh, and he's going for it again into turn 14. Look at Andre. He's not messing about. Bogdan, though, he's still going to push. And Andre becoming Max Verstappen now in these final points of this race. Jesus, Bogdan's definitely worried right now. He's not going to go for the complete section. Oh no. He's got enough brains for that part as they come through into turn 19, now into turn 20, and Andre really trying to get through on Bogdan. Bogdan has got to defend for his life as they enter the 30th lap, the penultimate lap of this race. And to be honest, as long as this race has been, it's felt very quick, to be honest. It has gone very quick. Oh, big snap there from Andre on the curb as they come out of turn 23 into turn 1 now. Not going to be close to make a move into turn 1. Luckily, it doesn't go for it that time. You can see Bogdan struggling a lot on these tyres. These 20-lap-old Inters are going to be struggling a lot now as they come through.
Here we go.
Down into turn 3 and 4.
Yeah, got the traction, is he? This will be down Raffles Boulevard. Bogdan goes wide. Perfect line from Andre. Now they slipstream. I don't think he got enough speed there, Richie.
He didn't, no. They're heading now down in towards turn 5, and he's not going to be close, just 2 tenths back. And he's going to go for it up the inside. But not enough. Bogdan cuts the door off completely and Andre just can't get through.
It's like that scene in The Simpsons. Kill Bug, kill Bug.
Oh, Harlem's round!
Oh, no!
Oh, he's lost positions at least.
Leonard's up to fifth. That's going to help out Cameron a bit as well. Yeah, it's not that scene in this. Oh, and that's all sorts of chaos in the complex, and they're still touching.
Yeah. And Andre not close up to Bogdan, so we're going to go with Harlem as he's going to be pushing after Daniel and Leonard, and Daniel right behind Leonard as they come out of turn 21 now into 22 and 23 very shortly. And the gap's stretched back again to a few tenths, so not going to be close enough to make a move at all. We begin the final lap of the race as Ron Baldy, Daniel Kaya currently claiming the championship. That's probably not going to stay that way as he's going to lose positions probably to Bogdan and Andre. He's got lots of points. Oh, big take there from Daniel.
Harlem's going to try and get the slipstream. You'll focus on that. I'm taking a look at P1 and 2 here. Andre again's got a great run, but not much happening down there. I think Bogdan's got this one at the moment, guys.
He looks like it. Bogdan, absolutely superb defence, and you can see Bogdan. He's not letting Andre through at all. You think now some of the drivers will go, actually, you know what, just go through. I don't want to die. But Bogdan's like, no, you are not getting that position. You can fight all you want, but you're not going to have it unless you work really hard. And Bogdan's giving Andre a really, really hard job here as they now charge down towards turn 10 through to 12.
Richie, it didn't say kill in the chat. It said the Bogdan, the.
Oh, no, because it said full win, Bogdan will kill Andre.
I was making the joke of Sancho Bob.
Oh, well.
Andre's really sliding around now as well. Bogdan has got this one in the bag. Andre lost over a second now, Richie. My goodness me. Well, it was Cameron a week ago, and now it's going to be Bogdan here so far in Singapore. If he can just keep it on. Tycho Hardy's going to get a third position, his best result. This is a fantastic podium. As you say, though, Richie, 6 different drivers on the podium in 2 races.
Yeah. Well, we hope that's going to stay that way because we've still got some corners to go. So it could all be lost there for Bogdan and Andre, but it looks like it's going to go in the way of Bogdan.
Out of the last 2 corners then as well. This will be the run to the line. It's a little bit deep. Andre's too far back. It's been a dominating defence and a display of character. Bogdan Moldovan is superb in Singapore and wins round 2. Andre takes second. Tycho is third. And it's a mess at the line. But Bogdan Moldovan wins.
And the championship leader, Cameron Dowds, comes home in 9th. So it's still points, but not where he would have wanted. Qualified in 5th, he's down to 9th. So not the best race for Cameron Dowds at all.
So Cameron Downs leads the championship by just 2 points, but the top 6 separated by 6 points as well. That's 10 back as well to Jan Smits and Satura as well in 8th position. It's a very close fight in the championship as well. Fantastic Cameron Downs victory in Spain, followed then by Bogdan Moldovan victory in round 2 at Singapore. Now we are here in France. It's anybody's game. This circuit is tough and challenging, but there are so many drivers in F2 already, providing that they can go for the championship. In the Teams Championship, Haas lead the way by 3 points to Mercedes. McLaren are in 3rd position, surprising with them being the championship leaders in the drivers with Cameron Downs, but it has been a very consistent run for Haas as well. 12 points in round 1, 15 in round 2.
Hello everyone and welcome back to PSGL, and yet again the commentary box has glitched. There we go. Sorry about that. Everyone, welcome back. If you didn't see the original intro, we're here for round 3, the PCF2 Championship here at PSGL. Joining me is the wonderful Joshua Birch. Hello Josh. Actually, no, you're this way to me. There we go. Hello Josh.
Hello, Richie. You okay?
Yeah, I am. I'm ready. Are you?
I am. It's going to be a great race. The second party card. It's boring for F1. Let's hope F2's esports have a great one. By F1, I mean normal F1 because F1 last time was actually quite fun. But in terms of esports, I'm hoping we get a crack out because last time we raced here, and last time I commentated here, when it was F4, we had a fantastic fight right up to the line, and 0.000 was across it. It was fantastic.
Ooh.
Great race.
Well, last time F2 raced, it was season 30, and the podium was Joost Noordijk winning, followed by Ruben Virginia, then Thomas Ronhaar. So that is 3 names we haven't
Good
seen in F2
lineup,
for a
yeah.
while. All moved up to F1. Obviously, Ruben and Thomas, both in esports now, the top level. So yeah, it's changed a lot, hasn't it? F2 since then, 3 seasons ago.
It has.
I think
It
that was
has.
the
Big
end
change.
of the 21 cycle, wasn't it? That.
Into the last couple of races we had,
Mm.
yeah, before 22 started. Yeah, what a fantastic run coming into it as well. And coming into the championship tonight, as I was just talking about in the VO, voiceover for those of you who are not media as well in the production. Fantastic championship battle we've got. And it's just exciting coming into this now as well. Cameron Downs leading the title by a couple of points. Top 6 separated by 6 points. As you said, top 8 separated by 10?
Yeah. It's
Fantastic
amazing.
championship.
It
And
is.
no one's got a clue who's going to walk away from this with a race win. I must apologise, by the way, for wearing a very thick coat. It is freezing in the UK at the moment, and I'm outside in the garage setup where it is colder than the Arctic. I've seen a polar bear walk across my commentary table this morning. It's freezing, and my hands are always in my pockets at the moment as well. But I talk with my hands, so I'm glad I'm not holding a lip mic. Otherwise, it might be frozen to my moustache, a beard attachment up here. But yeah, getting ready, and 3 of the 19 readied up, nearly ready for quali.
Yes, and we'll have a little look through the grid for today. So we got Red Bull with Drake Dempsey and Leonard Gert. So they was looking for a 1-2 last week in Singapore, but unfortunately the safety car came out. Then the people pitted and it worked the better of them. So they dropped down. I think there was in that. I think just outside or just inside the points of those two. Mercedes have got Andre Turbucken and Thomas Lammen, and obviously Andre won last week. Got second last week, followed by Bogdan. Ferrari have Legend and Gianpietro. McLaren only have one driver, and this is Cameron Downs. Vincent Nyqvist somehow broken his pedals. They broke in half, so he's not going to be here today, and it's probably for the best if he's got one pedal
The Max
with 2
Verstappen.
pieces.
Yeah, the Max Verstappen approach. My brake pedal has come off. My brake pedal.
And then Alfa Romeo, they've got Bogdan, Melvan, and Jeremy. Obviously, Bogdan won the race last week. Alteri with Tamascal and Yannick Schmidt. Both of those wasn't here last week, but they're here today. Haas have Kevin and Tycho Hardy. Alpine, Harlem, and Oscar Villacampa. Then the 2 final teams, we've got Williams with Milo Meyer and Sergio Sobrino. And then Aston Martin. No, we've got Thomas on here twice. Tumas on here twice. So
yes.
No, he's in Aston Martin this time. Tumas is with Carlos Sasha out. The other Mercedes is Jan Halliday.
What a lineup. Great lineup as well. And hope we're going to have an interesting one because qualifying is about to get underway. And I don't know about you, Richie, or anybody watching, this track always gives me the sense of a psychedelic trip with the blue and red and things at the side of the track. And it's just an absolute nightmare. One race I don't... There it is, look on the screen. One race I don't actually miss, Richie, being on the F1 calendar anymore is Paul Ricard. It just... You always knew coming into this weekend it was going to be a long, long time.
See, for me, I also have to disagree. I'm gutted that Paul Ricard has gone. I really like the track. Yeah, love it. Apart from the fact there's 9 million layouts, I do like the track. Oh, is it wet?
It looks a bit damp, doesn't it? I believe it is wet.
It either looks it looks a bit damp. If you look just to the left of Jan's name on the screen, you can see there's a bit of change of colour of ground. So either that's just a feature or it is indeed damp. But I can't see any rain on the screen. So we'll be able to see who's the first one to go out. It's a Red Bull. Is it Drake?
I'm looking at Andre Turbucken as well. I can't. Yeah, he's on soft. So it doesn't look like they're going to have many attempts of it. So I think it's overcast at the moment. Everyone is out there at least on softs right now. And as a reminder, by the way, because we got called up last week, we will be showing the URD HUD old times, because some people have got such keen eyes that they can read steering wheels as well. So for that basis, we will be keeping the hood on at all times, so that if we go to anybody, you will be able to see how much ERS they have left. That's not just to stop anybody moaning, to be fair. Anyway, Tam Pascal out there. The track looks dry, but I am worried about those clouds. And everyone's gone out there immediately. So I'm thinking, Richie, are we in for the same situation we saw last weekend at Singapore? Everyone heads out the track, does a lap, and then goes back in again.
It's more than possible. Kevin's going to be the first one to set a lap. Shizu Kevin. I don't actually know what Kevin's last name is. Never found that out. All I know is that we just commentated over WOR the first round.
We just shout Kevin. We just shout Kevin. Every 5 seconds.
But first time I commentated over Kevin was at WR at Kota. And I remember being told his last name in the chat. Everyone loved him, but I forgot. So Shizu Kevin will be the first person to set an up. He's just coming through in towards the long sweeping turn 13 now. This is where we saw Sergio Perez sleeping on track in 2022 French Grand Prix. But Josh, take it away for the first lap of the session.
Right, out of the last corner then, get a good boot hard, 4th gear exit, open at the DRS, and it's a long line here until you get to the control line. Now, down towards turn number 1, there's a car coming out of pit lane. Let's hope he doesn't ruin his lap. We stayed offline. Down all the way, 5th gear. These first sections of turns are really crucial to the lap, because if you go just a millimetre wide, you will have your lap time deleted. Track limits is a big issue here as well. Through turns 4, 5, and 6. Now, this is the longest part of the track, obviously, because it constantly just winds up on itself. And it's so hard to get right because the rear of the car just wants to step out at either section as well. Casually ride up as you head down the Mistral straight as well, separated by the chicane. 2nd DRS zone as well, 8th gear flat out. Look at that, already over 300 kilometers an hour as you hurtle down towards the chicane on the Mistral straight, down into 5th gear, flip the car into the left, then 2 rights, back onto the left, and then down to the second part. Many people say, well, why do we have the chicane? It's because you're already in 8th gear before you come through the fearsome Sainz corner. Flat out, flick the car in. Martin Brundle once said, if you go off there and crash into the wall, you'll be waking up with hospital food at the end of your bed. Double back in for 5th gear, double tight right-hander as well. Then a long sweeping left, hairpin style corner. It's slightly banked there as well, so use the inside grip as it sort of rises up onto you. Hurtle down towards the final chicane now as well. This is the same final corner as everyone on the lap. Flip the car in, pit entry there on the right hand side. There's a warning for that. Last corner to the right once again at 10:18. Now power it down the line. 2nd DRS keeps it going, keeps it going. There's the finish line now with a 1:29.851 for Kevin. Top of the board at the moment, and we'll see more times come down. But it's a very technical track, and it's a very difficult track to get right.
Yep. And Jeremy goes quickest with Tycho goes quickest with a 29.528 there. Very nice lap from the 2. Cameron Daves goes even quicker by a 10th with a 29.4. Really, really nice. We're going board now with Oscar Villacampa, who's just coming through the final couple of corners. Now just coming to the hairpin at 15. He's going to be coming up towards the line. And I believe that was also Thomas Lamon up to the line with a 29.685. Tamas, 29.5, same as Harlem. And Oscar, 29.6. Legend Rosenberg.
So Legend now. We've got the last name of Rosenberg on the board. So it's 1:29.467. So Cameron Downs setting the benchmark in the first lap times here. Where did Milan go? Milan is still in 13th position. I think they're just out invalidated lap time in the Haas. Oh no, sorry, correction, that's Kevin. And Milan's crossed the line, does 13th fastest to 1:29.763 in that sector.
Yeah, very close at the top between the top two. 30 thousandths. No, Janik Schmidt breaks that and takes 60 thousandths between the top 3 now, with just inside the 29.4s, 6 thousandths, and he'd be into the 29.3s. Very, very nice banker lap from Janik Schmidt there. First provisional pole position so far for him of the season. The first pole went to Harlan Marquis, and then the second pole last week went to Leonard Gertzer. And I can't see him on the board. He's 4th at the moment with the 29.4. On board with Drake Dempsey. And then his teammate, he's just coming through now and he's going into the pit lane. So Drake won't be setting a lap in the first part of qualifying. Bogdan Moldovan's invalidated. Andrei Harabuka is just coming through in towards turn 1 and 2 now. And he's invalidated out of turn 2. Kamil Stacharap is also coming through into turn 13. Has gone wide and invalidated. So the bottom 4 won't be setting times. Meaning Shizu Kevin with a 29.8 will be the bottom of the pack after the first few runs in qualifying. And Jan Halliday up to 10th as well. He's currently 3rd in the championship. fourth, as Daniel Kaya, who was third in the championship now, won't be racing today, so he could possibly lose a few positions in the standings. Obviously, Cameron Dow's leading the standings by 2 points over, I believe it's Bogdan Moldovan, who didn't set a lap. So big gap between the top two in the championship, 2nd and 18th. So that's not where Bogdan wants to be, is it, really?
Well, race winner last weekend as well, and looking to have another back-to-back victory in his tenure. He had that a couple of times in Formula 4 as well, back in season 31 when he took the championship as well. And I'm really hoping that he has a better run here, because of all the people, Bogdan has worked really hard to get up the ladder as well. And a champion as well, looking quite good. He deserves some good luck. Cameron in second, that's another good time from our sort of star of the past few weeks across F2, F1 and E-Series, of course, with a 129.4. But Yannick Schmidt, he was just quick all the time, wasn't he? He's had a strong start to this season with a 129.406. Just looking down at Camille's in 16th position, now invalidated his next lap time as well. So we're all having to wait to see when this is actually going to start coming back to us.
One thing that helps Cameron is he knows he's in second. His current championship contender, Bogdan, is then in 18th. Then the person below him is Daniel. He's not racing. Then after that, we've got Tycho, who's in 5th. He's on 12 points. Jan, who's in 10th, and he's on 12 points. So Cameron's got quite a big gap to the people who are challenging him. So this could go well for Cameron. Yannick's on 8, so he's 10 points behind Cameron. So at the moment, if Cameron could secure a P2 and the grid stayed the same, he'd end up extending the championship lead, which would be ideal for him, definitely, coming out of round 3. And after obviously he scored 9th last race with 2 points, it would be an ideal scenario for him.
Yeah, after that misery in Singapore as well. He keeps his points score running, though, doesn't he? Across, what is it now? You've got that stat.
It
must be more than 20.
It was 18, but he didn't get points in Kota, so it dropped him out. So yeah, I'll probably say I think in the last 22, 23 races, he's probably had like a 90% point score.
Yeah,
chance.
That's decent, though.
I'll have a look. I'll have to have a look for next year, and that's what it is. But it's definitely in the 90%. He scores points in every single race, and that's because he knows how to battle, not some of the F1 drivers.
He's got that commitment.
Yesterday. Yeah. We was watching. I was watching F1 last night, and there was some very questionable fighting. Not going to mention names, but you know who you are. But yeah, it was quite weird, but entertaining to say the least. So I suppose that can pay off for it. We're on board with Bogdan Moldovan. He's just coming through into turn 11 out on his out lap. We'll go on board with Drake Dempsey, who's just currently coming into turn 1 in front of a Mercedes. That'll be Jan Halliday, who's heading out on an out lap. And Drake, now just coming down in towards turn 3. Obviously hasn't set a lap yet, hence why he's down in 19th.
Drake's had a terrible start to the season as well. 2 DNFs in the opening 2 races, of course. Looking to hopefully have a greater run here today. And hasn't actually had any practice time coming into this because he's been busy. So hopefully he knows the track well enough, though. He's been around eSport game long enough.
Yes, definitely. I believe, if I remember correctly, I think Drake told me he started properly May 2022, if I'm correct. So I might be wrong, or May 2021. I remember having a chat with him in the PC voice chat in PSGL a while ago. So he's relatively new compared to some of the other drivers. Also, he's only, I think, 15 or 16, so he's quite relatively young as well. So, you know, Drake definitely trying to mark his name in the esports scene here at PSGL. Did quite well
job as well
last season. And he was looking for a P3 in Spain. And he's invalidated again. He was looking also for a P2 in Singapore, but unfortunately had that incident with the tyre strategies. And Tycho Hardy goes quickest with a 29.2. That came out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's a big improvement on the lap time there.
Cameron's down. So let's let off on his lap, I believe, because it went yellow. I believe. We'll keep on board him though, because it looked like his car went yellow on the screen. But we'll stay on board with Cameron as he comes out at turn 15 now.
Yeah, here he comes.
The tight hairpin.
Down to the line. So he's got the DRS. Oh, Rosenberg top legend 129.240. And Cameron goes third, 129.345. So the track's improvement, but it's legend Rosenberg who's gone top in the Ferrari.
Yeah, very nice. Harlan Marquis is beginning his lap. We've got Jan Halliday coming up to the line. He's invalidated. Oscar Villacampa, he's also just coming through on his out lap. Daniel Yelton up by a 10th in that first sector. Then the Guts invalidated. That's Tamas Gelb to 5th, I believe, with a 29.486. On board with Daniel Yeltsin, obviously one of the quick drivers here, unfortunately. Not good to see him down in 13th. He should definitely be in that top 10. And we'll stay on board in Bogdan. Obviously hasn't set a proper lap time, hence why he set a 30.1 and he's down in 16th. But Daniel just coming out of turn 9 now. We're heading down towards turn 10 and 11. At the end of the Mistral straight, he's gone purple in that middle sector, improved by 2.5 tenths. Very nice, could put him into that top 10. He's now just coming through in towards the long sweep in turn 11. Now he's got to be very careful not to lose the rear on the exit. Sorry, as he now comes into turn 12. You've got to be careful with the curbs here, and also notice a lot of drivers seem to lock up sometimes, braking on the exit of turn 11 going into 12. He's now just coming through into turn 14, the entrance to the pit lane, where he's going to be met with the hairpin at turn 15. Let's see what time could Daniel say. It didn't look too bad going through that middle sector. And he's going to now come up towards the line. Yannick's gone third with the 29.3. Daniel, where does he go? Goes up to 5th with the 29.435.
So track's improving, getting the grip in. But the one problem I have with this track is the fact is that the more you look at it, it's quite hard to pick your braking spots because they're so late apexes. You sort of have to throw the car in and hope you hit it. You can't plan. You've got to be in such perfect motion. I think that's why everybody struggles with this track a lot as well, because it's technical and it is challenging. And the layout we chose for F1 maybe isn't the best layout. It's the full Grand Prix layout, but I would have maybe tweaked it to a version we've seen previously to generate more overtaking opportunities.
Yes. Kemal Stasher is invalidated on his second run. He's currently down next to the 29.486, exact same time actually as Tamascal. Harlan Marquez put himself up into that top 5, really nice. Obviously, he was looking to win in Spain, but unfortunately, he's DNF down at turn 3 after the pit stop. So Harlan definitely knows he's got the pace to be fighting at the top. So, you know, why can't he? I can't see why he can't. And he's now currently in 5th, so it's not a bad start. But very nice from the top 5. So we've got Harlan, Cameron, Yannick, Tycho, and Legend. Legend, I'd say, is probably the surprising one of the top 5 so far. I didn't expect to see him
Legend being in the top spot,
And you look at that top 4, TF for the top 2, and then Cameron's also part of TF. So that's the top 4. TF have got 3 drivers there. Very, very nice. And I don't think anyone's on a lap.
It's like we're being surprised. It's only round 3 of the season. But it is genuinely surprising having these guys so quick up there. We don't expect it.
Also, I feel out who No Pictures is. That is a friend of mine called F4. And then, hello, Alex. And then also, we've got the Kevin supporters in here already. I've said earlier. Yep, we've got Ecos Kissil in saying, go Kevin. Logan saying, go Cam. Andre's fastest but unlucky racer on F122 says, Dr. Helmut Marco. And also, hello, Cameron's dad. Welcome in. Nice to see you in here, as per usual.
We should make him a moderator, somebody jest.
Well, he's in here often enough.
Yeah, he is. Get him on mod duty. He'll help out with everything that's going on.
And Jeremy, just coming through now into the final couple of corners. He's that scared me for a second. He went into pit, but on my screen, I just saw him go straight on at the exit of 13. Whew, that made my heart jump.
It jumped to me as well. It was quite shocking, wasn't it? It was like, just straight past you like a bullet.
Joey says, Kevin and Jan, my sons, do our family proud. Also, Sebastian Babek says, Sue, go Cameron. So Cameron's got a lot of... Cameron and Kevin have got the most support so far. And also, Gianpietro Aghiano up to 4th. They're 29.3. Not bad for Ferrari. 1st and 4th at the moment. I think they're 4th in... No, I think they're in the bottom 5, sorry, in the standings. So if they could get a 1st and 4th, that would be great for them.
It is Ferrari at Paul Ricard. Are we holding out much hope?
Well, you do make a 4 point. And now we're watching Argiano go down to the point where we saw Charles Leclerc's championship career end, I think, in 2022.
Yeah, and I must admit, that's what I'm talking about, not Legend or Gianpietro as well. It's just what happened at this corner here back in 2022 with the Ferrari.
I'd rather you not mimic what Charles Leclerc said, because that would be very, very loud in my ears.
No! There you go, turn it down. Was that bad?
Well, it works. Jan clear of Kevin and Cam. Oh, so we've got a bit of rivalry in here. So, according to End Andrews, Jan is quicker than Kevin and Cameron Dowds. And there's Gianpietro into the pit lane. On 8 laps, we've got Yannick Schmidt. We've got Leonard Gertzer, Jan Halliday, Kevin and Andre Tarabukin. So we'll go on board with Yannick because he's coming down through into the turn 8 and 9 section.
I'll tell you one thing.
What is the name of the chicane, actually? Has it got a name?
I shall have a look in my little book I have here of F1 22 and 22 driver stats because I haven't got the. I know the 23 one came out. I just haven't got it yet. So I have the 22 one, which has France in it somewhere along the line. Here it is. Oh, it doesn't tell me. Hang on.
Oh.
Right, we're going back to 2021 now, guys, because I've also got that book alongside me.
Jeremy says, Jan, not feeling it today. Still clear though. Sebastian says Mistral Chicane. Yeah, I thought that would be, but I thought maybe it'd have a bit of a. Yeah. I thought it'd have a bit of a different name, being as it's, you know, a chicane.
Mistral Straight, Mistral Chicane.
And let's see who's
my
on
my personal favourite name, Ferradura, at Brazil.
I like that, Ferradura.
Yeah.
Also,
it's
like
out of the thing. Yeah, go on.
What's it called now? Turn 4.
Where's that here?
No, Turn 4 Brazil. What's the name of it again?
Oh, Destiny de Lager.
Yes, I love that name. Also, Yannick Schmidt now beginning his final run in qualifying. That 8 minutes went absolutely quick. We're at the end of qualifying already. So we're going on board with Yannick Schmidt as he begins his final lap of the qualifying session, just coming in towards turn 1 and 2 now. Looking to get himself onto that front row, currently in 3rd. His teammate all the way down, well, not all the way down, but down in 8th. Tamas will also be looking to improve, so you could see the Alteri starting in some pretty good positions in the race.
Yeah, indeed, as well as I just apologise. I thought I smelled something burning in my commentary box. But Yannick is 9 thousandths up, but he's having a bit of a twitch coming onto the Mistral straight. That would have lost him a couple of tenths as well. Couldn't get the car straight enough as they head down. Look at that, 8th gear maximum coming into the Mistral straight. Listen to the brakes. 4th gear, rise the throttle, barely on the accelerate. Now listen, 5th gear, 6th, 7th. Now listen to 8th. 8th gear, max, before the end of the Mistral straight. And that's why we have the chicane. Otherwise, the engines would just die.
And Yannick was up by 700ths in that middle set, so he's looking to set a pretty good lap time on the board. We'll have a little look at the timing screens. No one yet to set another lap so far. I can't see on the board anyway. I think Tycho Hardy will be the first one to set the final qualifying lap of the session, qualifying run. We'll keep on the board to see where he improves if he does. And no, it wasn't. It was Kevin who improves to win 29.6, staying 16th.
Does Yannick improve across the line with the checkered flag out? That's the important thing. Yes, he does! With an outstanding 129.179. Yannick Schmidt's on top honours here at Porticard.
Lennon Gertz improves to a 29.356, stays in 6th position. Jan Hardy up to 12th. Kevin stays in 16th. Bogdan Moldovan, we're on board with him now as he comes through into the final couple of corners, into turn 15. Let's see where he can get, obviously winning the Singapore Grand Prix. He's got to get himself into that top 10, surely, as Bogdan now comes up towards the line. Where can he put his Alfa Romeo? Into 14th. Not the best qualifying for Bogdan. Jeremy into 15th.
Cameron's fitted. Yeah, and that's it. Villa Camper, yeah, that's someone to watch out for. Oh, he's boxed 2. So he won't do any more damage. And that's Camille up into 2nd position.
Very nice. And Drake Dempsey also coming up towards the line. Where does he improve to? If he can get himself into that top 5, goes to 7th. Just behind Cameron Dowd. Tycho Hardy into 3rd. Legend Rosenberg has actually invalidated his run. So that's a big shame for him. Looking back up the grid, we've got Laminant up to 6th.
Harlem goes 5th. And now Rosenberg's lost his lap time. That's it, Richie. It's Yannick Schmidt on pole.
Very nice lap there from Yannick. Puts himself onto the top spot. Obviously on 8 points, with the person in 2nd also on 8 points. So very, very nice. But Cameron Dowd starting down in 8th. That's not where he wants to be going into the Grand Prix. Because it means, what? I'd say in terms of championship contenders, in other words, the other 7 drivers, we've got Legend, Tycho, Camille and Yannick, all ahead of him in that top 4. So this puts Cameron under some real pressure in order to keep that top spot. If he was to finish 8th now when Yannick was to win, that would put Yannick on the top spot. So in the championship. So Cameron now has got a lot of work to do to get through the field, get through Gianpietro and Tomas, who aren't really in that fight. Same as Harlem, but we know Harlem's got the pace because he was going to win in Spain. So Cameron's got some quick drivers ahead, so he's got a lot of work to do going into the race.
Indeed. Yannick Schmidt's on pole, and the race is next. Let's have a quick word from our sponsors, GT Omega.
There we go. And make sure, if you are looking to purchase any GT Omega products, to use code PSGL at the checkout. That is PSGL to get a 5% discount code, because it helps us, it helps them, and it helps you. But quickly, before we get into the end of qualifying, let's have a little look of a run through. Yannick, Camille, Tycho, Legend, Harlem, Tumas, Gianpietro, Cameron, Drake, and Leonard take out your top 10, all within 0.2 of a second there. Very, very nice between that top 10. 0.2, well, 1.7 tenths between first to 10th. That is absolutely amazing. The top 5 separated by 84 thousandths.
Have we got a black screen, or is there a picture?
Is it?
I've lost picture.
It's no. Oh no, what don't happen there? I had to quickly reload it a second. Not ideal, but at least we did. At least we did miss the start of the race.
That's true. So this is gonna be fun. Can't wait for this. Richie, who's gonna win the race?
Oh, you put me on the spot now. You know what, Yannick Schmidt. Go with the pole
good
sitter.
call.
Quick driver in quali, quick driver in the race pace, so why not? Go with
it's beautiful. Yeah, safe bet. Looks like everyone's going to start on the mediums, judged by the pit lane. Sunny, blue skies ahead of us. Who is going to win when those 5 red lights go out? The start procedure, seconds away. Drivers are on the grid. Here we go then. We look to the lights with 3, 4, 5 lights of Paul Ricard. Action! Action! Good start from Yannick Smith. Look at Camille. Going to have to come across down towards turn number 1. And Tycho Hardy's going to filter in with Legend down towards turn 1. It's Yannick Smith leading, but Camille's going with him on the inside through turn 2. They're wheel-to-wheel stuff as we head down to turn 4. Yannick's on the outside line. Camille will back out. Side by side, further back as well, with Laminum going on the inside of Ordigano. Drake Dempsey in 7th position. Cameron's in a battle for 9th as well. He's dropped down to 10th position. It's all mayhem in the middle of the pack, because it's 2 by 2 by 2. Harlan Marquez up to 8th. Leonard down to 9th as we head down the Mistral straight, and that's a little bit knocked there for Leonard.
Yep, and Cameron Day's going to run the outside of him as they head now down towards the chicane at turn 8 at 9. Can Cameron get through with him on the outside also? Oh, and that's Leonard round!
Leonard's round to the chicane, I don't believe it!
Bogdan!
Oh, Bogdan was involved in that too. Now they got through cleanly. Yes, they've both rejoined the race, but it was 3-1, just doesn't go at the chicane.
Nope, and Tygo Hardy going for a move on Camel Snatcher. They're going to turn 10, but backed off as he just knew he couldn't get through on the exit. And now he's just going to stick behind as they come through. Turn 11 now in towards turn 12 and 13. Drake Dempsey also sitting just behind Thomas Laminum, but not the best start for Cameron Days. Dropped down to 10th at one point. Was then looking to take that 8th position back, but they went 3 wide. I think it was with Harlem, or Milan, sorry, into turn 8. And then obviously it ruined it for Leonard. That's why he's down now in 17th. That's Kevin getting through on Andre. Oh, Kevin's pitting. No, not Curry. Sorry, Andre's pitting.
Yeah. Andre's come in as well, so he must have had damage. Yannick Smith with the uncompromised opening lap does the fastest, but that will come down because we had a standing start. So a lot of drivers in trouble at the back of the field. Everyone's on the hard compound tyre, bar the 2 that have just come into the pit lane. They've put on mediums, and Andre Chambukin's out of the race. He's retired in the pit lane, so he manages 1 lap. The man who finished 2nd last weekend in Singapore is out on the opening lap here in Paul Ricard.
Yeah, that is a big, big shame for Andre. That's not how he wanted to start the race. He's left the session already. Oscar Villacampa is also into some medium tyres now, so we'll have to pit again, and he's going to come out. Well, no, so that's Andre's car coming out and track, the retired car of the Mercedes, and also the Ferrari's having a really good start, 4th and 5th, very nice.
Great start,
also for the Aston Martin, 2nd and 6th, but unfortunately for Red Bull, 7th and 16th. That's not what they want, considering they was looking for a 1-2 beginning the Singapore race. Coming out of lap 2 next time around, 7th and 16th is not where they want to be at all. Big shame for Leonard, who got spun around at the start. Bogdan also got involved with the collision, as I believe he just couldn't get out the way when Leonard spun. That caused him to spin. Otherwise, that was something else that happened there at the chicane. But we're on board with Drake and Harlem, as Harlem seemed to get very close to the back of Drake, but just can't get a move on him as they now come in towards turn 14 and 15.
Yeah, they're really close. DRS will be activated at the start of the 3rd lap, which is coming up. The first opportunity to use it is down the Mistral straight. So right now, everyone's using ERS power. Yannick Smith, there we go, 1:34.064. That's his pace up front. He's got 8 tenths to Camille. Camille, I think, with a great start, as Molderman as well, catching up at the back, 1:33.606 as well. It's now being called in as well with BBC Radio 5 Live when they do the 606 show. They call it Slick 06. They're very sleek over there. But now we're going to have DRS, Richie, down the Mistral straight. Harlem's right in position, but there's so many. Look at that. I'm counting at least 17 drivers, an opportunity for an overtake down the straight.
Yeah, everyone's so close together, and that's the thing with this track. It doesn't promote much overtaking and racing, but it provides a long DRS train, hence why everyone's so close together. Miller May gaining on. Jan Halliday's heading towards turn 8, but obviously not going to be close enough, so no moves happening there. So I think it's going to be very difficult to see a move happen, unless the person in front hasn't got DRS. In that case, Camille on Yannick, but it wouldn't be a wise strategy of Camille to go through on Yannick now, because he wants to keep that DRS, of course. And the two Ferraris getting close, 4/10 between Gianpietro and Legend, and then 4/10 between Legend and Tycho. So those two having some great pace. Jan Halliday just getting to the back of Cameron. Cameron not having the best pace around here, unfortunately. Also, you know, you've got to remember Cameron did get hit by a car last Saturday, so that could also play into the factor of why he could be a little bit slow on pace. Yes, he got hit by...
oh, my word.
Yeah, he got hit by a car. Got flugged into the air.
Oh, Cameron, I'm sending you my best. Oh, that is terrible. I did not know about that. I missed that.
I thought I told you. I think Cameron's dad might be able to explain more about what happened.
Thinking back, I think you said something during practice commentary at Bahrain?
Nope, because that was on the Friday, wasn't it?
No, you were in Saturday.
Oh. No, I didn't find out.
That was earlier.
No, I didn't find out till, I think
in
it was
the
Tuesday.
evening.
Tuesday I found out.
Well, that's terrible. Well, in that case, then, Cameron's doing an incredibly impressive job to be even racing. He's doing a Lance Stroll this evening.
That's what I said to him.
Well, so,
I think it was just for the WRS. So the message I said, what's your pace like around... where was it now? I can't remember where it was.
Sorry, hang on a minute, because Thomas went a bit wide there with Laminum, and now Drake's on the back of him. He has the DRS. Don't think he's going to make the mistake, but look at that in front, because Thomas actually regained to Gianpietro, who's also made a mistake. So Thomas had the DRS and saved his own mistake there. Brilliant.
Yeah,
I'll throw back to you.
Yeah, very close between Thomas and Gianpietro. It's actually getting closer and closer now. We'll stay on board with them quickly as they're coming into turn 10, but it's not going to be close enough. But yeah, he walked in front of a Jaguar doing 30 miles an hour, says Cameron's dad. So yeah, not ideal. But yeah, he said to me, I think it was for the WRS, I said to him, I said, what's your pace looking like? Well, he said, I don't think it's going to be the quickest because I did get hit by a car, and he showed me a picture of his leg, and I think he said something about a fractured knee, if I was correct, something like that.
Cameron's dad, is he using the leg to drive tonight, or is he using hand controls on the steering wheel? What's he doing? Because if he's even attempting with his leg, that's amazing. But that is, as ended as Cameron with his best Lance Roy impression. Honestly, I think driver of the day for sheer determination and dedication is Cameron in P9, our championship leader, racing in. And that's only going to get worse the harder this goes on.
Yeah.
Oh, that is... I hope Cameron's okay, and it's a miracle that he is okay, and he's racing it tonight. Fantastic. Okay, Yannick leads. He's got 6/10 to Camille as well. Tycho Hardy's in third position, so they're an unusual top three with Ferrari 4-5, and Drake Dempsey's in 7th position. He's looking more and more hungry. He's catching this little breakaway group. He'll have the DRS, and he wants it because a few drivers starting to make mistakes out there coming onto the Mistral straight.
Yeah, you can see going into turn 5, Thomas gets right behind the back of Gianpietro. But then when he comes onto the straight, turn 7, he just seems to lose about half a tenth off the back, which isn't ideal. And Cameron says he's all good. That's good to hear. Very good to hear. But still on board with Thomas Lamon as they come through down the end of the Mistral straight as they go in towards turn 10, and yeah, it's not the most entertaining start to the race, but after pit stops, that's where it all changes, because we've got 17 drivers, all within a second of each other. People are going to pit earlier. People are going to pit later than each other. That's going to cause some people might even jump up 3 or 4 positions. Some will lose 3 or 4 positions. It's going to be interesting. Also, is that someone around? That is someone. That's Jeremy.
Yes! Jeremy, round in the Alpha, and we'll keep going again.
Yep, he went down at the exit of turn 11, I believe it was. Could have been from fighting with his teammate, as Bogdan was just behind in that battle. And also now, that battle of the pit stop goes from 17 drivers to 16, so we already commentate cursed 1 person already.
Stop commentating, cursing people. You are losing out on our drivers.
I don't know how I managed to do it. I'd say it's probably a skill, but not a skill many people like to have.
Yeah. How's your job at Red Bull going?
Oh, well, I've got the Red Bull jacket, so that's one thing. They give me some merch now. Every time I help them win a race, they'll give me a free piece of merch.
You're in for a long season then?
Oh, I am. A long, long season. But Drake Dempsey gaining a bit on Thomas as he went a little bit wide. Coming out of turn 6 in towards turn 7. That's gained Drake just to about 2.5 tenths behind him now as they come through in towards the chicane for the 6th time. So turn 8 to 9. And luckily we've seen no one mimic Charles Leclerc as they go into turn 10 again. With Yannick still leading the race over Camille and Tycho. Camille he was looking to get first though, wasn't he, on Yannick as they came through into turn 3. But I think he backed off. I think he might have thought, right, you know, but as this is going to be a long, long train, stick behind with the DRS, that puts him at an easier advantage.
Now you've done it, though, by saying that. There'll be something going on now for a second.
And Yannick Schmidt has got 97% battery. And actually bringing Yannick Schmidt up, I just forgot. WOR raced at France on Monday, and Yannick Schmidt did amazing. I believe he won the race with 90% battery. No. I don't think it was Yannick. Or it was Yannick. It was Yannick, yeah, the Aston Martin. Because it was against Haaland, that was it. Haaland versus Yannick for the win.
Incredible at the moment because he's on 97% and Camille's on 78, 90. We know we always like to say what ERS percentage people are on, just in case anybody gets angry with us for not saying it as well. So that distance, Yannick's now back up to 100%. And coming down the Mistral straight, Camille's on 82, 83, 62 for Tycho Hardy, 82 for Legend. Yeah, Petro is on 81. They're all around about the same, hovering between the 80s and the 60s.
Yeah, which is good. Yannick also, that's Thomas and Daniel fighting in at 13th and 14th position. And Thomas gets a 3-second time penalty. So I believe he must have gone a little wide when battling Daniel, or just got a bit of a wide exit after passing Daniel. One of the two.
Yeah, game over then.
And also Jeremy, not really gaining much on the back of the pack again, which is a shame because obviously in the DRS sections, it's very difficult to even gain a 10th. It's very difficult actually not lose a 10th.
Yeah, Daniel Jessen was about a 10th away from passing Thomas Gal. So he knows he's got a penalty. So Daniel says, okay, I want that position because you're holding me up now. If you've got 3 seconds, I want to get past you and go for it. But it's not working out that way. Once again, hard tyres providing the train effect we see in esports these days. Hopefully that gets sorted soon because at the moment, the first half of the race is follow me leader.
Exactly. That's how it always works. Camel Structure just 2 tenths behind Yannick as they went into turn 1. And this little battle now is evolving between Daniel Yeltsin, Kevin and Leonard Gertz. Leonard getting back into that little train of those three there. Kevin looking to get through on Daniel a couple of times, but just couldn't get the small enough gap to chuck it up the inside. I think he knows he would have lost more time going for a move down at turn 15 than he would have just sticking behind in the DRS. And you can see there, Daniel taking a little bit of a wide exit at turn 6. This could help Kevin as we now go on board yet again. Tamas outside the 1 second gap to Milan. That's crucial. And there we go. Kevin going for a move on the back of Daniel Yeltsin as they go into turn 8 and get through.
Good move. Very good move. As you're watching that, I'm watching Camille, who has had a little attempt at Yannick Schmidt at the front, but now they're just staying together once again. Great move for Kevin up to 13th position. Now Daniel seems to be under pressure from Leonard again on the inside, side-by-side stuff. Leonard back to 14th position. Daniel down to 15th. Tried on the inside line, nearly made contact with them as well. And he's dive bombing at the inside. The Red Bull nearly getting swapped out there. My goodness me. It's a very close. Daniel really wants to push hard at the moment.
He does.
Aggressive but clean racing.
Yep, he didn't want to lose that position, and I think he's probably had to concede to that now. He knows he's going to lose it. He's 4 tenths behind the back of Leonard as they come out of the final corner, heading down towards turn 1 yet again. And that's also allowed Bogdan to close a little bit into the back of Daniel. So that's really not worked for Daniel at all. I think maybe his tactic was scare Leonard a bit into turn 12, make him go wide. But that obviously didn't work because Leonard didn't bluff at all, and he still kept the position. And he's now going to be charging after the back of Kevin. Look at the top again, Yannick Schmidt fighting with Camel Staturer for P1 and 2. Camel just playing the long game, sitting behind, keeping the DRS as we see nearly every race in PSGL at the start, because you know the only time you want to be getting through is realistically before the pit stops, just after the pit stops, or the final couple of laps when it really matters what position you are. Bogdan fighting Daniel Yeltsin as they come through now down into turn 8 and 9. And that's Bogdan ahead of the Williams driver as they head out of turn 9 now. Bogdan up into 15th place. His teammate just 5 seconds behind. Well, just 5 seconds. He's a long way back, 5 seconds behind.
Oh, and look at that!
In
Leonard
15th.
Leonard's trying to go right round the outside of the science corner on Kevin, and he's managed to pull it off. Kevin's looking to the inside line, but doesn't have the traction. Leonard's to 13th.
Yep, and that's led up into 13th. Great start from Leonard, moving back up the pack. Spun down and ended up in 16th after his collision with, I believe it was Harlem and
Bogdan.
Cameron? No, it was Cameron. Cameron and Harlem, I believe it was, and then Bogdan got caught up. So obviously, then they dropped down to 16th. He's moved up to 13th. Could also be looking for a move on Tamas to put him into 12th. We'll go and Bordy Leonard as they come down out of turn 15, now charging down towards 2, and obviously not going to be close enough on this occasion, but he can definitely be invited to an overtake as they head down the mist roll straight into the chicane.
We'll invite him to the lobby and ask him to bring some pudding as well. My personal favourites as well, to some lovely Swiss roll, especially as my family ate it all without even giving me a slice. How rude. Anyway, back onto the front we go, because Camille's made a bit of a mistake, actually, because he's lost 8 tenths now. He's right in the backing on it, Smith, and now it's changed quite dramatically there. And Tycho Hardy now in 3rd position. So we are starting to see a little bit of change in the field, but can Leonard get the run down towards the chicane? He's very far back now to get ahead. So Tamas Gal staying in 12th position.
Yeah, still Seneca on board with Leonard as he's gaining. Tamas obviously with the penalty would give Leonard a provisional P12, but being as Tamas got the penalty after his little battle with, I believe it was, who was it now? It was with someone. I think it was with Leonard, or it was with Drake or someone.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's Harlem and Drake.
And Harlem. Well, Harlem's on the inside, trying to get through as well. They're side by side. Drake's getting through. Harlem's trying, but Drake's got it as well.
Well, Drake was up in 7th. He's lost to position, got it back. So very nice from Drake recovering it there. I spoke about Drake.
He did.
Against...
sorry to kind of cross you again, because Harlem tried to go around the outside. They knocked wheels. And into the pit lane comes Kevin. Now Harlem's going to try with the DRS. Kevin's out of the race, actually. He's retired in the pit lane, so something's going on there we didn't know about. But Harlem Marquez right on the back of Drake. But what we've got, we'll throw back to you, Richard, because he hasn't actually gone for a move.
Well, I was speaking about Drake. I think it was when he was fighting with Tamas. Obviously, Tamas then got the 3-second time penalty. So either he got pushed off track. Oh, ironic Dylan was on chat when I said that. I'm joking. But yeah, obviously Tamas got pushed off track. Got the 3 seconds, so if it was due to the incident, it will be probably removed, or it could have been him going off on his own accord, so then it won't be removed, and he could look at, well, he'll drop down a couple of places there, drop down into 14th to 15th.
No one's making any...
I can tell didn't find that funny, so I've made myself another enemy in the chat. That is Kevin's DNF car coming out to track now, just coming through turn 2. It'll pull over at the exit of turn 2. And obviously won't bring out a safety car, luckily. If it was in real life, it definitely would have. Legend, on the back of Tycho Hardy as they come through turn 11 now. And you can see got a lot of pace, the two Ferraris have, so they're looking for a good point-scoring weekend here in France. And Tycho also doing pretty well. I've seen 3rd. He's currently, I think, 5th in the championship, so it'd be good for him to get a podium. Could bump him up a couple of positions. Cameron Dave's down in 9th. That's where he finished last week. So going from a 1st position in Spain to a 9th in Singapore to a 9th in France is not where the championship leader wants to be. So it would drop him out. I think if Cameron was to finish 9th, then that would probably drop him out of the championship position, unfortunately.
With a damaged leg,
well, that
can he keep the championship up as
that
well?
Does make
he's not in pain.
That does make a fair point, to be fair. Hello, Jess in the chat. Lillian says, come on, Jeremy. Timo says, oh, right one against Price. Sorry to cut to darts there, but that was a big surprise. Go on, right, his first win of the Premier League. And Oscar Villacamp is out in the pit lane. Yeah, sorry, Josh, for that cut to darts there for a second. But Ogiano on the back of Legend again, and Legend on the back of Tycho as they go into the chicane. And you can see Legend just getting right close. Yeah, retired.
In the pits.
And you can see Legend gets right close to the back of Tycho. But he's just not got enough pace to get through, so I believe he could be using a little lower wings, possibly than Tycho, or he's just willing to push more and possibly force Tycho to a mistake by gaining 2 tenths into turn 8.
Camille's
And
caught right up at the front, hasn't he, as well? That 8/10 gap's
has.
vanished.
It
Now,
has.
yeah, so battle for 1, 2. As you say, Richie, battle for 3, 4. As Villacampa retires and his car goes back out onto the track. So 3 retirements in the opening 12 laps of the French Grand Prix for PCF2 here in season 33. The question of the hour is, when are we going to see pit stops? Because they're all
Probably-
waiting for the safety car.
Well, Cameron Dowds, at the time of when you say it, decides to go and pit. So he'll be the first to pit. Leonard Gertzer also goes and pits. And Dylan Warren won't be happy because he said if Harlem doesn't undercut, I'm not going to... Well, sorry. If I don't see Harlem undercut, I'm not going to be happy. Wow.
He's trying.
Looks like Harlem's not going to undercut. And Logan says, come on, Cameron, do it for Scotland. Well, I'm not going to say it in that voice because I would have to mimic a Scottish accent and that wouldn't go well with the Scottish fans in the chat. So I'm not going to bother that. Thomas Gal, though, look at that time he's lost the back of Milan. Because of, I believe, Leonard pitting in front.
Yeah. I would try a Scottish accent, but I can never actually manage it. I've got cousins who are Scottish as well, so technically that means I could do it. Legends right at the back of Tycho as he comes down towards the chicane again. He's not going to go for the opportunity to overtake. He thought about it, can't do it. And Yannick Smith's under pressure now from Camille. It's all happening here now. This is what we've been building to, the crescendo moment, and now everybody's in the tow.
Yeah, and pit stops will be happening shortly, hopefully. So we can get some more battling on the board. We'll be able to see then if Cameron's undercut worked. On the drivers ahead. Obviously, he was in provisional 9th when he pitted. He's now down in 15th. So we should gain a lot of time on the guys ahead. We should see a few pitting. I'd say this lap is where it all begins heavily. Obviously, the Ferraris can't pit together unless they are strategised by the real Ferrari strategists, because then they probably would. And that's one Ferrari into the pit lane.
Yeah.
And Legend...
Oh,
yep, Legend's into the pits. And Jen Petra says...
Oh, no!
Drake,
penalty pit lane. Not again. 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane for Drake Dempsey. That's not fair. Jan Hallinan, 133.
I'll say Drake's luckiness gets worse every single race.
Yes.
Spun around after a decent collision down at turn 4 in Spain. Lost out to strategy in Singapore, and this time has got a penalty in the pit lane, which is 5 seconds. That won't help him. That could drop him out the points. And Dylan says Harlem im Vamos, and Jess says hello, Cameron's dad. I don't think we said hello to Jess. Hello, Jess. Welcome in.
Oh, and that's Cameron. Cameron's right at the back and now coming through as well with Drake in that 10th position. Cameron's on much hotter tyres compared to the rest of them. He's dealt with Harlem Marquez, but Cameron's stuck now behind Drake coming through the chicane. So look at that. Cameron's all over him. He's going to go on the inside. Brilliant. They bang wheels. Cut off goes Drake. Cameron goes through into 10th.
Yep,
wow.
And also that's Camille going through on Yannick Schmidt down at, I believe that was turn 8 and 9. For the pit stops. So this is getting more and more interesting now. This is where we can see the lead of the race possibly change for definite after the pit stop. And also that's Drake coming back at Cameron now. Coming down in towards turn 8 of the chicane. Not close enough, but he was still going for that pressure. He's still going to apply the pressure on the back of Cameron as they come out of turn 9, sorry. Now going to be charging down towards turn 10. And I think all that pressure Drake applied wasn't enough to get through. So he's now going to be stuck down in 11th for now with a 5-second penalty.
And both the leaders in, all the top 4 in, top 5, top 6. The pit lane is becoming Piccadilly Circus. As we're in France, it's becoming just outside the Eiffel Tower. And they're all in, all for medium compound tyres. Now, Legend has the net lead of the race. Let's see. Will Daniel come into the pit lane? They're all changing.
Yep, I'm on board with Legend as he comes out of turn 15. Cameron just behind. Can Legend take the net lead? I don't know if it's going to be tight, but we'll stick on board with him. Can he take it? He comes out, and he's going to take net P2. And that's Yannick.
Very close. Yeah, Camille's. Yeah, so Yannick's down to 5th. Camille is just there in 2nd position, but he's got a lot of pace with those fresh, warm tyres compared to Camille's just come out the pit lane. Cameron's on the inside of Gianpetro, and I think he's made the move, and he has. Now Legend's going to try and get the race lead away from Camille, but Camille's tyres are going to be getting hotter and hotter, and the DRS is still activated. Harlem's up into 7th, Drake's up to 8th, Gianpetro down to 9th, Drake's down to 7th. Here's the net lead of the race changing. Legend to the inside line and takes the lead before the chicane. Can Camille fight back? No, he can't. What a race start here. The pit stops have changed everything again.
They have, and on board with Harlem as he's on the back, pressuring Drake Dempsey's to come out of the chicane there. Very nice pit stop for Cameron, coming out in the net P6, considering he's 9th. And that's also Gian Pietrogiano getting close onto the back of Harlem Marquis as they come through into turn 10. And that's Gian Pietro up the inside of Harlem. Is he going to go for it again? Yes, he is. Keeps it up the inside, and I don't think it's coming off. Big twitch there from Harlem in turn 11, and he concedes the position. So into turn 12, Gian Pietro now into P8, net P7 because of Drake's penalty. So very nice there from Gian Pietrogiano.
Harlem was knocking him around a bit more than Jake Paul does in the ring. It was fantastic. As well as Harlem takes 9th position, Halliday down to 10th position. Gianpetro is now his next victim going forward as well in towards turn number 1. He looks to the inside line with the DRS, can't make the move. Daniel Jensen does lead this race, by the way, and he's got 5 seconds to Legend Rosenberg, but Rosenberg has changed over tyres. Camille's just behind him, so this race heating up with different strategies as everyone now has woken up and has chose violence in France.
Yep, I'm ordered with Yannick Schmidt and Tycho. Yannick got about 800s behind the back of Tycho into turn 1, so he's looking to apply some more pressure. I think Yannick's got a bit more pace than Tycho, so we'll see what he can do, see if he can get through on Tycho in the next few laps to get himself into that 4th position. That's Jan Halliday and Harlem. Harlem losing out a little bit more now, which is really bad for Harlem. And Tycho and Camel fighting really hard as well on the back of Legend. And that's Harlem with a penalty.
Yep, he went off the track, so it's another 3 seconds coming down towards the chicane. He drifted offline, so Harlem with the penalty. So cap that to later on as they all continue to fly through the science corner, flying down into coming down into Lebose, and just looking at it as well, it's getting very technical now to try and tell who's where. We have a battle for the lead once again. It's livened up between, I'm trying to calculate, I think 11, maybe 12 drivers. It's insane.
Yeah, and just got a bit of information here from Lars in the chat saying that Yannick Schmidt got stuck in the pit lane, so he must have had that glitch where, like, if he goes into the pit lane and a car drives past, you kind of have to wait for the car, and sometimes your car kind of like jolts back, and then another car comes shooting through in the pit. So that could have been what happened with Camel and Yannick, and that's dropped Yannick down to 5th, so that's not what he wants. But he's got the pace to get back up to stop, and the Camel with a 3-second. That's ruined.
Turn 1.
That's ruined the podium there for Camel Sasha, and he's not going to be off the podium. That puts Yannick back into the podium positions, and look at Legend's gap to Daniel. It's gained 2.5 seconds on this past lap, so Daniel's strategy is not working, whatever he's trying to do. It's not working at all.
Doesn't work. He should have changed over. I think he's banking on a safety car, but nobody would come in for soft tyres at this point. It'll need to be lap 21 for people to start thinking about that. Down the straight we go once again. Camille's going to have a run. He's got so much tense. He's going to try and go around the outside of Legend. The Legend shuts the door on him. Camille almost had to go off the track in avoidance as well. Brilliance between these two. Now we head down once again to turn 10 of the science corner as well. Camille without the DRS, using ERS. Legend goes defensive. Camille tries to swing around the outside. Not going to work there. And Legend's now going on the inside. Camille again stepping around the outside. They are side by side. Up goes Camille on the inside. He muscles his way through. And off goes Legend through the boards. Surely Camille's going to get a penalty for forcing another driver off the track.
Yep, and also Yannick and Cameron fighting. Cameron on the curb. Coming out to turn 12 into 13. Now side by side between the two. I think it was Yannick who went off as well. Down at turn 11. Also Cameron got the inside.
They bang wheels, they're side by side down the start-finish straight as well, but Cameron backs out of it. Yet Shannon going through, they both got the DRS. It was never going to end pretty down towards turn 1 anyway. This is amazing stuff, Richie.
It is.
Absolutely amazing.
It is.
As they continue through the battle for the lead. And now, Camille's with the 3-second time penalty, remember. He's right on the back of Daniel Jensen as well, who's in the Williams on 17-lap old hards. This is going to be easier than taking candy from a baby. And now the Ferrari's getting involved too. And off wide goes Jensen. It's 5 wide. 5 wide for the race lead. And who's taking it? Rosenberg on the inside. Yannick Smith's coming around the outside. outside, down to the chicane. They're all side by side. Who's going to take it? 6 wide. Jensen leads, and it's a massive runoff. Time penalty for Drake. Round the outside goes Camille, and now Legend's taking the lead. Where did that come from? Yannick Smith in 4th position, Dempsey in 5th. That's Tycho Hardy going wide. At the inside comes the Red Bull of Drake Dempsey for 6th position. Wide goes the Mercedes of Jan Halliday. Ferrari lead, and there's 2 cars off, and a Red Bull in the wide. That's Drake Dempsey going all the way to the red zone as well. Halliday to 7th. Round the outside, Yannick Smith passes Daniel Jensen for 3rd position. Your top 3, Legend, Camille and Yannick at the moment, as Leonard takes 10th position away from Cameron Downs. Hardy's up to 4th position as well, and I think Daniel's finally come into the pit lane. It's still all like he hasn't. He's still in the track. Gianpetro goes through as well. Jensen all down there as well in 7th position. They're side by side and they run down towards turn number 1. 6 wide as they all try and take a breath. And now on the inside, there goes Daniel on the outside line coming through 1. Jan Halliday tries to sweep back through. Does so. Here comes Harlan Marquez. Milan Miller and Leonard Goetze as well. Down to the chicane of 3 and 4. They filter back through. Now they're single file as we head once again down the Mistral Straight. Look at the Ferrari of Gianpetro on the back as well. Leonard's up to 9th position. Drake's fighting his way back up. Every single car is in the way for this fight. Every single one of them.
I've got absolutely no words. There was 13 of them fighting into turn 10. We thought F1 had the action last night, but F2 has turned it up by 10 times. So that's Cameron down to 13th, fighting with Drake Dempsey on the exit at turn 9. Cameron's got the inside on the exit and he gets through.
They go wide again. And they're still side by side. Leonard's in 9th trying to go through. And the Williams of Milan's going to be punching through. Daniel's there too. They're all over the place. 3 wide and Sainz. My goodness me. Round the outside. And there goes Daniel coming through as on. Thomas Lamina is in there. But I can't call this, Richard. It's amazing.
It
amazing.
Is. You just can't call what's going to happen. Every second it's changing. That's Tycho and Jan fighting now. Coming through into 14. Jan right on the back of Tycho. He's going to go through into turn 15. Yes, he sends up the inside. Hits the side barely of Tycho. And they're still going to fight down the main straight. And Jan with the better exit, better traction, takes that P6 right now. P5, sorry. Off the back of Tycho as they head into turn 1. Tycho's going to fight back. Yes, he is. Sends it later.
Oh, that's a lunge and hard enough goes the Mercedes. He's gone too deep. Jan, oh, wow. Fantastic. Fantastic racing. Jan Halliday in 5th position and Tycho 6th. Harlem 7th, Leonard 8th. And now up the inside, Harlan Marquez takes it. Off goes Tycho. Leonard's coming in as well. This is unbelievable.
It's madness. And the DRS back open again. We've got 2 packs of 5 fighting as they come down the Mistral Straight. Leonard and Milan and Thomas all looking to try and get through on each other. Is that going to be Leonard looking for a move on Tycho? No, but Tycho's going to be looking for a move on Harlan. Backs off at the last second. No, it's a better thing to do. Bogdan and Daniel fighting. Daniel's still sent out. Literally becoming a wall on this track at the moment.
Cameron's down into 15th position as well. Absolutely unbelievable situation where he's dropped down. He's in a battle as well with Jensen and Jeremy. I think they're all in some sort of battle. They're all trying to pass each other. Look at that. Oh, and there goes the Red Bull. Leonard Goetze at the inside of Tycho Hardy for 7th and 8th position. Right round the outside at turn 12 with a sweet move. Terrific. You don't see that every day. As Dempsey's come back into it despite being last 2 laps to go. And there's Cameron.
Yep, he's going for a battle there with Tamas Gal into turn 13, now into turn 14 and 15. Cameron's going to look for a switch back on the exit of the hairpin. Is he going to get it? I don't know. Bit of a twitch there of traction from Tamas on the exit now. Looking on the back of Cameron through, and he's still going to be fighting. And he gets through on Tamas Gal as they head into turn 1.
Camille had a big twitch coming through turn 1 as well. He was right in the back of Legend. Now he's lost that position once again. Yannick Smith's in a battle as well with Gianpetro Orginio as well. Jan Halliday in 5th, and they're now starting to calm down, but they're all still closing with each other. We have 13, correction, 14, correction, 16 cars separated by around about 4 seconds.
Yeah. It's madness.
The entire one.
Look at the gap. The gap to leader. It's 10 seconds between everyone. We look at all the guys that have pitted. It's 10 seconds between Jeremy and Legend. All that battling has took Jeremy from being 7 seconds behind to 2.
This is amazing.
10
What a
seconds
grand
between
start.
the gap. Absolutely amazing.
And there's no safety car. There hasn't been a safety car. This is completely, absolutely completely pit lane organic. This is amazing. You never get this.
Well, there was about 11 of them going into turn 10 at one point, separated by what? 2 or 3 seconds max. It was jam-packed. There was about 4 of them. There's 2 sets of 4 going into that corner.
Side by side.
I was speechless. And the thing is, the fact no one DNF'd is a big surprise.
Oh.
So, and that's Daniel into the pits now after causing that drama, sorry. And he'll get the karma call because he's now going to be completely out of the points and not going to have any chance of competing into the points of this race. Don't know what the plan was from Daniel.
Chaos.
But it's worked because Milan, his teammate, has got up to 8th and he was in 11th. So it's worked.
Yellow.
Oh, that's
yellow.
Jeremy. Jeremy's round.
Jeremy.
Done a Nicholas Latifi down at turn 2.
Second time today he's spun in the Alpha.
Not good. Not good at all for Jeremy. We know Jeremy's quick, but he's a bit inconsistent sometimes when it comes to not spinning. So that's a big shame for Jeremy yet again. But, it is very difficult in that turn 1 and 2 sometimes. You go downhill into that fast chicane, you can lose positions. And Tygo Hardy to 11th now. He was in 3rd, and he's now fighting for 1 point.
Just for reference, Leonard's ERS is at 38 and Camille's at 63 because engineers like to look and have a go at us when we don't. So that's the energy store at the moment, but you can see it on your screens in terms of how close it is. I don't think ERS power is going to make much of a difference in this race. Look at that, Gia Petro trying every which way to pass Yannick Schmitz as well. They are the closest on the track right now in terms of second position fast fighting.
Yeah. And we look at the penalties. We can see Drake's got 8 seconds, so 3 seconds and the one for the speed in. Tamas on 3.
Oh, and on the inside, Gia Petro barges Yannick Smith off the track. Yannick comes back, barges Gia Petro, and they go side by side down towards turn number 1. Yannick's on the inside, Gia Petro on the outside line. Neither gonna give up, neither want to. Off goes Gia Petro, and he's taking the position off track.
Well, that was questionable from Gianpietro, but it is what it is. So we'll probably get a penalty for that. Oh, and that's Yannick up the inside! And I think he let him through there, didn't he? It looks like it to me.
Look at that! Gianpietro's got a time penalty for multiple warnings. I didn't see him go off the track there, did you?
And he did just about. And that's his name, Jan Halliday, getting involved. Jan's looking for a provisional P3 at the moment here.
What is going on in front?
Absolutely amazing. As we come down into turn... the highlights are going to be absolutely
the
packed.
entire race.
Look at Gianpietro.
First 15 laps non-existent. Then we'll just replay the last 15 laps of this race.
We might as well at this point. Jan gaining on Gianpietro yet again as they come back into turn 10. But this has been absolute madness. I don't know what the F1 drivers did, but they injected something into these drivers.
And look at that at the front as well. Camille's right on the back of Legend. He was looking for a move to go through. I think Yannick went wide there at the top of the hill. No, he's still there. And can Camille get away? He's got a time penalty, remember. So many of them do. So it's going to change the field once again. Basically, everyone we're looking at now with the time penalties are completely out of the points. So will that put Cameron up into 8th position? So he does get points still.
It depends. Because it could, it's going to be right down to the wire if he's within the 3 seconds of Gianpietro. I don't think that's the case, but I'm not looking at it close enough to say he is or he isn't. But the thing is, though, we look at the top 3 so far. It's Legend, Yannick, and Jan. Yeah. But on track, it's Legend, Camille, and Yannick. So it's completely different. But the thing is, with all these incidents going with people, it could cause penalties to happen at the end of the race.
Post-race,
So, it's gonna be a tight one.
Of course, Camille, I think, has only got 3 seconds. Could
Actually,
get that advantage
just so
over
Yona can see, the gap between Cameron is just he'll get through on Drake because of Drake's 8 seconds.
Yeah.
But apart from that, he's not going to gain anything. Harlem and Jan fighting into turn 8 yet again. Oh, and that's Jan Harlem round. Sorry, and there's a big collision. That's Harlem out of the race.
Goodness. And is that going to deploy any sort of safety car? With action in the middle of the field, there's debris left and right. There hasn't been anything deployed, not even a virtual. But Harlem Marquez out of the race with a huge accident at the chicane.
Yep, and that's no safety car. 3 laps to go, it wouldn't happen. But Harlem out of this race. I don't even know what's going on here. Back to green flags. Bogdan and Milan fighting. Bogdan was... Oh, and that's Milan with no front wing at all.
Oh, wow. So he's got a big punt.
Yep, that was bad. And
Giapetro is right at the back of Yannick. He's punting him as well. Jan Halliday coming involved as Thomas Lamberton gets a 5-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. Lenny Gertz is in there too.
Thomas, he's in the pit lane.
Yeah, he's DNF to the pits. So that's another one. Again, more carnage and action, but this is just brilliant racing that everyone's happening today.
Hang on. Yona in the chat earlier, Cameron in 8th. Obviously, Josh made a bit of a bold assumption saying he'd been 8th because obviously he wasn't close enough. But he is in 8th, and then that's Yannick and Gianpetro fighting, and Yannick's now lost multiple positions.
Yannick's gone way wide. He got forced out massively. And now through goes Jan Halliday and Gianpetro. Yannick down into 5th position. This is unbelievable stuff. And who's winning the race? It's Legend who's winning.
I don't know what to say at this moment, but the chat is also lighting up. We're lighting up. The drivers are definitely probably lighting up with fumes.
Oh, they've got red eyes.
Mark Harlem puts a smiley face in the chat, so I believe that's another word. I'm bleeping bleep 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 to cut it short. But also, Camille is breaking the 3 seconds to Jan, so could still take the P2.
Oh my God.
This is
brilliant.
madness. Absolute madness. This race.
I wouldn't be surprised. Well, 2 laps to go at the end of this one. I think the top 2 are just going to accept it as it is, aren't they? At the moment. But you're right. He's getting it. Was it 2.8 at the moment? Maybe less. He's just about over it. He's another 10th or so. And Camille might have it. He needs to get ahead of Legend because Legend's holding him up. So he'll need to take the win on the road, but have it revert back to 2nd position. Halliday's now starting to close up. And this is unbelievable.
So I'm going to get more hate, but I'm going to ask one question. And for a start, can I ask, is Dylan Warren on Gianpietro's account at this current time? Because it matches it perfectly after what we saw last night. Not going to say I disagree or agree with what Dylan was doing, but it is what it is. And as we now head back into turn 3, why has he just violated Dylan? Listen, I'm saying it in a neutral voice, so you don't know if I mean it in a good way or a bad way. But, you know, he did it earlier too. Sorry, Dylan. But sometimes the jokes are there to be given.
Camille. No, not going to have it into turn 8 and 9 at the chicane. Thought he was going to have a little go, but he decided better against it. But he has got such an amazing toe off Legend as well. It won't be for the race win, though, so I think he's just trying to stick behind him. But 99,000, 85,000, he's definitely closer than ever before to go for a move. He's looking... Oh, he got chopped by Legend! Oh! Well, that's put paid to that plan. Has let it go to get a 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, it's all changing. This could put... At the moment, Cameron's going to look to take 7th. Camille's going to look to barely take 2nd, over Jan. And Jan's got to get... He's got 1 lap to get 2 tenths. Milan Mayer also gets a time penalty. He's out of the points anyway. But this is absolutely full of drama, honestly. This should be included in Drive to Survive for next season. Honestly. And in the highlights, Josh, can you please just include the last 15 laps of the race?
We might have to go on earlier. We'll have to go on earlier, but I will include the last 15 laps because it's brilliant. This is the last lap of the French Grand Prix, and it has been an absolute whirlwind of emotion. We've had 8 wide at one point, and it wasn't even the opening lap. It has been nothing but entertainment, and it's still not over, with penalties to be decided at the end of the race, and who's going to take 2nd position. We still don't know that, as Gianpetro is under pressure as well. He's attacking Yannick Smits. So Jan Halliday, over it, on the inside, Gianpetro takes 3rd.
Yep, and that is him up into 3rd. Also, someone drowned. That is Leonard Gertz up down at turn 2. Taking a mimic of, what's his name?
And Bogdan's up to 7th, and now Cameron and him are having a battle through the chicane as well. And look at that, Cameron gets out ahead of Bogdan Moldovan, the 2 rivals in the championship. The 2 winners from the first 2 races are side by side, and they go ahead. But it is about to be Legend to be our 3rd different winner.
Yeah, and Pietro with the penalty as well will put Jan up to second, but absolutely amazing from Legend. Pitied the early set of everyone, came out just behind Camille, got through and avoided near enough all the carnage with everyone, and Legend comes through the final corner for the final time to win the French Grand Prix and take his first win at PSGL on the PC platform. Camille gets the second just barely, and then that puts Jan Pietro behind Jan, and Jan, 14th I believe it was, to third. Absolutely amazing from the top three there.
What
that was
a French Grand Prix!
That was the Grand Clash. Grand Clash? That's not the word, is it? What's the word? Josh, what is the word? Not Grand Clash.
Slam? Grand Clash?
No. I can't.
Grand Prix?
No. I see. It was that crazy. I've actually forgot the words. But honestly, that was amazing.
It Fantastic. What a race! And it's Legend, our third different winner in the season. Yeah. World class.
And let's just have a look at the right. Hang on. I've got one thing just to pull up quickly, so we can talk about the podiums. Hang on, 1 sec.
42 minutes of utter joy.
It was amazing. Does Matthew Alder not drive anymore? Oh, so no. Matthew Alder drives in PCF1 currently, but looking at the PCF2, so. Camille and Jan. So at the moment, we've now had 7 podium sitters in the last 3 races. 3 different race winners. The championship leader is under Cameron. I ain't going to add it up now because I haven't got time, but I think he's at risk of losing that championship position. To Legend. Legend. And I didn't think Legend would be the one to take the championship lead. Only because we haven't seen him dominate yet. And he did today at the end of that race. Absolutely amazing from the guy. Look, Legend's currently on 5 points. It's going to be close, and I think maybe Cameron and Legend are going to be near enough dead on points.
Yeah,
Legend's on 5. At 16, that's 21. Cameron will be, I think, 22 or 23, so it's going to be like 1 or 2 points. But that was an utter madness on the last part of that race. But Legend, what a drive. Takes that P1. Camille Stachera, hats off to him. See, between the top 3, I can't say who's driver of the day. Because I want to say Legend for that amazing win. I want to say Camille for getting the 3 seconds on Jan. I also want to say Jan for doing 14th to 3rd. But I can't decide.
Yeah.
Cameron started 8th, moved up to 6th after 1 point being down in 14th. Like, it just changed. Bogdan 15th to 7th. We thought, when we saw Bogdan qualify, we thought, oh, it wasn't the best lap. Maybe he's not going to be in contention for points. 7th. Tamascal started 13th. He's up to 8th. He was down in 14th at 1 point with Cameron. Yannick with the pole sitter down to 4th. It was utter madness. Ogiano becoming a literal barrier, same as Daniel Yeltsin. It was... Honestly, I don't think I've enjoyed a race that much in my life. In terms of driving standards, maybe not the best. But in terms of entertainment, top-notch quality. And also, any drivers in the chat, let us know if you want an interview, because we'd love to see some of you in here.
The top 3 are here. The top 3.
So right, get them in, Josh. Get them in.
Trying. Well, I'm dragging them all in at once, just to make it so that they're not all by the side. Legend, you are an F2 winner, 3rd different of the season, and my God, did you have to work for it today?
Yeah, thank you a lot. Yeah, I'm extremely happy. It was hard because I pitted the lap earlier than everyone else, so the tires were at the end a little bit done. But I had to fight a lot with Camille behind me to keep him behind me because he had more ERS. So, but I managed to do it on track, so I'm extremely happy.
Just talk to us about that 8 wide moment that we were having as well. You came out on top. How, we don't know. You seem to just dart around the outside of the chicane out the Mistral Straight. But how close was that? Because we were looking off-board and we couldn't tell any part of the track that was clear. From your point of view, how difficult was it to navigate it and just slip through, find the best opportunity to take the lead?
Yeah, it was very difficult because I don't know, the car who was leading on the hards, he braked for the DRS. I don't know what happened. So everyone bunched up, and then on the straight, it was just a drag race, and cars were everywhere. So my heart was bumping crazy. I didn't know where to go. I stayed a little bit right. I felt the car, so I stayed a little bit left again to go away. And then I just dived on the inside, and I think avoided the chaos. I don't know what happened behind me. I don't I don't mind what happened behind me. I just was gone. So. Yeah.
hell. That's what happened behind you. It's literal hell. Richie?
Yeah, nothing to say apart from absolutely amazing from that legend. Really, really great. Obviously now you're 1 point behind Cameron. I'm not sure where everyone else goes in the standings, but I think that's probably you in around the top 3, top 4, which is really great. So do you think you're on for a championship fight this season?
Well, I will try. This is too early to say now, but I think the pace that I've shown today, I think I can fight for the championship. Obviously, this level is insanely high, so every little mistake can cost you the championship. But
Yeah.
I will go flat out for it.
Definitely. But thanks for joining us anyway, legend, and we'll see you for the next race next week.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And next we've got Camille.
Yes, second place. Camille, what? That was brilliant. With a time penalty, and you still managed second position. Obviously, you sadly couldn't get the win, but how happy are you? That was a fantastic race and a fantastic battle all the way throughout. You always kept the pressure on.
Yeah, that was a great race. I showed, I think, some insane pace today. I was keeping it very close to Ledian, like 3 to 4 tenths, the whole stint on mediums. Unfortunately, yeah, the last lap wasn't ideal. I just made a mistake, had a big snap of oversteer, and lost like half a second. But yeah, I had a penalty anyway, so happy to be P2 because of the something that happened at the back. I don't know what was happening.
Well,
but yeah, happy with the result.
Carnage.
Many people say you might get your penalty taken away, actually, so that might be something to look at as well. But that means I think you would have ended up one of the closest finishes of the season. Yeah, P2, but the closest finish of the season so far.
But with the 3 second, was it? Did you really have to push to stay ahead of Jan by 3 seconds, or was it more that you could just deal with the pace anyway and just drive to the end?
I don't know. I was just pushing. That was the race.
Yeah, and it worked. You didn't have any desync issues there, which is good for once.
Yeah.
But going into the next round, do you think you can fight for the championship as well? Do you think it's something you want to do?
I don't know. I'll see on the next rounds how the pace will be.
I'm gonna say, Cavill, you remind me a lot of Kimi Raikkonen. You get the most dull answers ever, and it's amazing. I love it.
I'm just answering. Yeah.
But anyway, thanks for joining us, Cavill.
In the chat. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, see you later. Bye. And finally,
Jan. Hello, Jan. Can you hear us?
Hello.
Hello. Nice to hear from you again. Third place then as well, having a lot of battles out there with Gianpetro and Yannick as well. Off track at one point in the last couple of laps. Talk us through then, because that was absolutely chaotic, and that was more F4 than F2 tonight. How did you like it?
Well, I'm gonna pretend that quali never happened, okay? But the race, I think this was just content, just pure content for me.
Yeah.
Battles everywhere, Daniel on the hards making absolute mess. And I have no idea how I managed to survive that, 10-car battle on the DRS straight. I have no idea. But last time I managed to come up like P5, and then Yannick crashed, Gianpietro crashed, and I managed to finish P3 in the end.
All hell breaking loose again.
Yeah.
What?
All hell breaking loose again.
Yeah.
It was chaos. I think, was it you got sent off the track? I think was it Yannick or Gianpietro then at turn 2? I saw you just go completely wide.
No. I don't think that was me, actually. I've never had this kind of moment in the race.
If you might like to know that Daniel has just apologised for the strategy. He was thinking that and hoping there'd be some sort of carnage behind and cause a safety car because he had wing damage. That didn't happen, so he's apologised for being in everybody's way and saying that the safety car never came. And the chat being a little bit hard there. I thought that was great. It's a great strategy to take if you've got wing damage and hoping for a safety car that never comes.
I mean, it helped me. So I guess thank you, Daniel.
But, obviously,
top 3 are batting Daniel a beer.
You had to try and get back into the 3 seconds of Camille, and I think he was just a few tenths out of it. So, do you think it was just that you don't have the pace to do it, or was you more focused on battling Gianpietro behind?
I mean, I had no pace the whole race, plus I had no battery. I went for overcut, so I had a bit fresher tires, but that didn't help me, unfortunately. He was too far, and the top 2 was too fast today.
Yeah, and obviously, coming out of this race, obviously you missed the second race, but you're still going to be on some good points, and you're still going to be on, I think, in the top 3 of the championship. So, considering you missed the race and you're still in the fight, do you think that fight's still there, or do you think you'll be missing races or in the rest of the season?
Well, we'll see. Depends on the holidays and stuff and school because I have like a, how is it called? Not promotion in school.
I don't know. Something to do
I
with
have like
exams,
big,
I
I have like
presume.
big exams
Yeah,
in
a
May.
bit like,
Oh,
So
yeah.
bit like
I will
GCSEs.
race, but I won't have much practice. So I
Mhm.
don't expect myself to be at the top of leaderboard. But
Yeah.
Did you have
maybe
practice
these races
tonight?
will happen. Oh, I practiced.
Oh.
I've never raced the track
Oh.
before on this game, which is kind of weird considering it is March and the game is out for like here. Or, it doesn't matter. But yeah, I started practicing yesterday and the pace wasn't good, to be honest. You could see it in the quali.
Mhm.
I'll tell you one thing, you're right about the game being out since March. I was in Tesco's the other day and saw the PS4 version for 15 quid. I was like, oh, I got tempted.
Nah, it's not worth. Trust me,
No.
it's not worth with the bucks and
Right, you know.
everything.
I think everyone who paid £50 or whatever it was in euros
Yeah.
definitely knew, oh no, that was a mistake.
Yeah,
um,
mine went down to 15 quid, yeah.
But thanks, Jan, anyway, for joining us, and we hope to see you next week at round 4, which I don't know where it's at.
Austria, I think.
Austria. Ooh,
Oh,
Austria. That'll be
God, that's
interesting.
going to be chaotic.
Are you
yeah.
keen on doing well in Austria, or is it just not one of your tracks?
No, to one of my tracks,
Oh.
to be honest.
Well, we'll see what happens next week. But thanks for joining us anyway, Jan, and we'll see you next
Thanks,
time.
Jan.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys.
Here we
Thanks,
go.
guys.
Let's get your camera back on, Josh. But honestly, that was absolute
Hell.
madness.
I don't know how my voice lasted a lap
Nor me.
of that because
And
it
I
was
believe-
just chaotic.
And I believe Jess and Connor will have a go because we over commentated each other so many times. But the
Really?
action, it's just, well, I believe so in the end part because it was we
Oh.
was at it that much. It's like 1 minute one talk, then it's like. But honestly,
It was so much to keep across on. It was
Right.
very, very hard.
do I
to
have
take it, yeah.
permission to say that is my favourite race of the season? I mean, of
Oh,
ever. Do I have permission this time?
That's it. I'm walking off. You say this every time we
But-
have a good race. Oh, that's the best race I've ever commentated on. Oh, come on. Belgium last year in F3 was that was absolutely fantastic.
True.
I think, but that was chaotic all the way through. Here we had to really wait for it for the first 15
yeah,
laps.
that is true.
It was like a slow boil, then
But-
everything exploded.
I'm looking actually back, and on the stream on the preview, it's actually about 20 minutes behind on the preview. And I'm actually still watching the battle now with 11 of them going into turn 10. It was amazing, and I'll be watching that one back for sure.
Yeah. I was
It
on
was
TikTok.
great.
On TikTok later. I'll get
That's
that on
good.
TikTok.
But yeah,
Oh, I've lost my words, Richie. That it was definitely race of the season.
Ooh,
That's for sure. And I think it's definitely been one of the closest F2 races for a long time.
Mhm.
8 wide,
Yeah.
all 16 cars in the fight, literally passing each other.
See,
Uh,
we look into turn 8. We saw right, so we got about 3 or 4 of them all going, in single file. We had a couple of people battling side by side. We come out of turn 9. I go from one person to the other, and there's literally 11 of them going down to turn 10 together. It was really, really weird, but so great at the same time to see all the battling.
It was fantastic. What a race.
And the thing is,
everyone was clean as well. No DNFs, as you said during comms.
that's true. And I was looking on, I put a post on Twitter when I quote tweeted the announcement from PSGL about the race. And I said, if we can get half of the action that George and Jack got, then I'll be happy. I think we got double of the action they got.
Yeah.
It was
I think
amazing.
they're going to be wanting our jobs soon as well.
Honestly,
maybe for the security as well for it as well in terms
honestly,
of the fact that we
F2,
always do too.
I'm biased to say F2 I think's better than F1 after yesterday.
I think you're right. I think you are right. We've got a closer title fight than they do.
We have. and
Ron
it's-
Hard's romping away with it.
Oh, he is. Von Aert doing absolutely amazing. And then I think Jarno, we stopped racing, hasn't he, for
Yeah.
F1 now. Same as Donoso. I'm not quite sure who else has stopped, but a few have, and it's really bad, isn't it? Because the game's that bad. We've seen so many drivers just drop out. Because obviously Freddie doesn't race, but I think that's what he normally does anyway after the season. Lucas isn't racing. We haven't seen that much of Tomac, I don't think. We haven't seen much of Luke Smith. Obviously, Prejena's not got a seat, but we haven't seen. There's quite a few drivers we haven't seen anything of
Yeah.
since the esports season. So it's a big shame, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, they're all getting ready for 23 to come out, aren't they? I mean, we've got. Well, I think we've got news at the end of March, haven't we?
That's what I've seen on Twitter.
game.
Yeah, but you never know.
Yeah.
I think it's more looking at the patterns from previous years. But
Yeah.
end of our little podcast at the end of the stream. Thanks everyone for joining us yet again. It's been absolutely amazing to see you all in the chat as usual, and we'll see you next week for the Austrian, I hope, Grand Prix. So see you later, everyone. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
This broadcast was brought to you by GT Omega, proudly supporting PSGL.